Here, have these. Oh, thanks. So, where did these come from then? Either Audrey Hepburn, Burn, or Pythagoras. Really? Fine, they're mine. It was when I was going through a phase. That makes sense. Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here and welcome to my review of Doctor Who Series 11, Episode 2, The Ghost Monument. Now this episode follows exactly where we left off at the end of the last episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth. For my thoughts on that, please check out the Universals review that me, Ben Wildebank and Matthew Moyer did on the Universals channel. There is a link in the review, link in the video. So, not this video, in my Woman Who Fell to Earth review video on this channel. So, this time round, the Doctor and her companions have been picked up by two racers, racing against each other to claim the ultimate prize. Lots of money and land for them and their families. In one of them's case, she is trying to save her family by doing this, and the other is just trying to prove that he's better than everybody. And it's hosted by a really smug and not a very nice guy, whose best qualities is that he provides lots of information to the Doctor, that the finishing point of the race is at something known as the Ghost Monument, which is, in fact, the TARDIS. So the Doctor and her companions have to travel across the planet with these two racers to get to the TARDIS. And we learn a little bit more about the two racers, with the guy who doesn't like being with others, trying to prove he's better than everyone, explaining why he's like that, as he tells a story about how his mother kind of tricked him into climbing and jumping out of a tree, and saying she will catch him, but he doesn't get caught by her. And then she tells him, now you've learned never to trust anyone. Whilst the other one explains that she's doing stuff for her family, as they're being constantly invaded and attacked. What, not invaded? They're being attacked, and either her family are in hiding or on the run. And she then later reveals that it's the Stenza, when they discovered that the planet they're on was where some scientists were forced by the Stenza to create new weapons of destruction, including a new race that tries to kill the Doctor, the companions, and the racers on the planet, as well as those robots that attacked them. The water and the air have also been turned into polluted, with the water having lots of microbes that would kill them, possibly eat them. So, these characters are actually really interesting in a way, and the actors do a great job, as do the actors for the as does Jodie, Bradley, Mandip and Tosin as the main characters. I haven't said yet, but I think Jodie Whittaker has been great so far as the Doctor. We still got 8 more episodes to go, but she's definitely proving herself to be a brilliant Doctor. It took a bit of time for me to get to like Peter Capaldi, and to be honest, I thought his performance, maybe not necessarily his character, but his performance improved in Series 9. His character was at his best in Series 10, but I thought Capaldi's Doctor, Capaldi himself, was improving as the character in around Series 9, but the writing of the character wouldn't get better until about 2016-17. Matt Smith, on the other hand, I think I wasn't so sure about him when in the regeneration scene at the end of Time Part 2, but once he arrived on screen in the 11th Hour, yes, he was pretty much brilliant, and he kept that up, similar to how Jodie is doing in this series. And it's so far, she's done a fantastic job with the role, and the Doctor herself has been a great character throughout. We're going to see how she is in the future with her TARDIS, and now that she can go back to travelling in time and space. Now she's got her magnificent ship back following the regeneration. Also, Bradley Walsh is amazing as Graham, and Tosin Cole as Ryan, and they get quite a bit of development over these 2 episodes. Mostly last week, but still quite a bit this week, as they kind of talk to each other a bit often. The one weak thing in character, to be honest, one weak character is Yasmin. Despite Matt Gill also giving a brilliant performance, Yasmin gets very little development across the first 2 episodes. The closest we get is her mentioning she has a dad and a sister the sister wants her room. So, yeah, and also being a kind of a nice, comforting friend to Ryan when he's afraid to go up and down the ladders due to his... what was it? Never mind. Dyspraxia. Due to that. But despite that, she still hasn't had that much of a development. Episode 3 looks like she might get a bit of development with her meeting Rosa Parks. And I think episode 6 is about her family. But we'll see how that develops and how her character develops. I hope she gets a bit more... we learn a bit more about her, because so far we don't know that much. Unlike the other characters who have gotten quite a bit of development. There's also the mention of a timeless child, and yeah, this is by the Rap Creatures. They kind of bring up mention a timeless child. Gee, I wonder what's that going to be. I think it's going to be the Doctor. Yeah, despite Christian saying that there's not going to be a story arc, there is looking very likely that either this timeless child or the Stenza or both are going to be a story arc or recurring themes. We'll see. There's 8 more episodes to go. This may not be the case. It might just be a throwaway line. And the Stenza may just be in this so that they can have a emotional connection to last week's episode. Not last week's, the last episode. The visuals look absolutely stunning, as do the the cinematography and the visual effects. The editing is good for the most part, although there could have been a few more shots of something, cleaner cuts. A shot of people climbing out the ladder, especially Ryan, and just one of the shots just before the Doctor goes inside the TARDIS. I think they just needed another couple of extra shots, and also the TARDIS looks nice. I mean, it looks nice. I don't think it looks amazing, but it looks great. On a design-wise, it is a very dark, and we thought the last one was too dark. This one is even darker. I'm not sure. It looks really good, but feel-wise, I think it's good. Let's call it. The exterior looks really nice, though. Bit of a shame that the handle is on the left of the pull to open sign thing, and if you're looking like this, just go kind of like this. It's instead of on this side of this box, it's on this side, and you be pulling it that way instead of pulling it this way, like some of the older ones. So, but it still looks really nice, and the shade of blue looks pretty nice. So, yes, that's about it. Oh, and the title sequence, very CG, very purpley, but it still looks nice, and it has some reminiscence of the Hartnell era title sequence, and the music sounds very Hartnell inspired, and it's the theme music, and it sounds really cool. Definitely a modern interpretation of the Hartnell theme. Of course, a modern version of the Hartnell theme would be the Hartnell theme, but done by somebody else, by a new composer. That would be nice one day. One day. And finally, I also want to mention, it says series producer in the credits. When I saw that, I was thinking, why didn't they just have it producer after whether there's going to be more producers. I think there's a producer credit in the end credits as well, so that it might be just to differ them from that. The next time trailer seems to be at the end of the episode. I don't know if that's going to happen every episode. When they did next time trailers in the past, they usually did them at the end when it was a cliffhanger for a multi-part story. Especially in the RTD era, and the next time trailers would usually be at the start. But maybe that's different for now because of how they need the theme and the credits played out. Alternatively, it could be at the end of this episode just because they needed to just start the credits and show us that. But then they'll give us the next time trailer, maybe the week after. Maybe with episode 3 they'll have it just before the credits, but maybe I think they're going to have it afterwards. So, final thoughts on The Ghost Monument. It's a really great second episode to this great start of the series, and it's looking like Series 11 is indeed living up to our hopes of being an amazing series. Certainly to start off the 13th Doctor's era, who is so far amazing, as is the companions, although Yasmin does need a bit more development in the next coming episodes. We do have 8 more to go, but the sooner the better. Am I right? So, yeah. But overall, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. It's not completely perfect. There is some flaws, but it's still a lot of fun and still rather really engaging and great stuff. So that's it from my review of Doctor Who, The Ghost Monument. Next time we will be looking at the 3rd episode of Series 11, Rosa, which is about Rosa Parks. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne YouTube channel. Excuse me. So... Excuse me. Shut up! Definitely a modern interpretation of the Hartnell theme, apart from a new Are these right around? Yeah. Either